Hi guys, welcome to WEBoLOGY Learn for Good. As usual, I'm Aakash Biswas and let's get started with HTML tutorial 5. So let's get started with HTML tutorial 5. In this tutorial, we're going to look at three very important elements in HTML. The first element that we're going to look at is the div and span elements. So the div element is used as a container for the HTML elements, and it uses the ID attribute to identify the element. So the ID attribute uses the hashtag character to identify the element, and it should be unique in the document. Okay. So the div element is very useful in applying a CSS rule and style sheet. So let's go ahead and create our div element, the ID attribute. So now I have created the div element with the ID attribute and put the paragraph and element inside the ID, the div element. So you can put a lot of elements within the div element. You can put paragraphs, text, images, table, forms, etc. And then next I'll just create another text and see the difference when I apply a CSS. So now I'll apply CSS to this div element. So I'll create a embedded style sheet. So as I said, the ID element uses a hashtag character, okay, and you should put this name first para after the hashtag character to identify that particular ID. So go ahead and change the color of the text. So now I'll save and let's see what happens. Okay, so as you can see, I love HTML, I love CSS in red because I've used, I just applied the style sheet to this div element only because it contains the ID attribute, okay, which with the hashtag character, and this as usual is in black by default, okay. So the next element that I'm going to look at is the span element. The span element is used as a container for some text, and basically it is used for inline elements. Say you want to change a particular word in a sentence or the particular font of a word, you can use a span element, and it uses a class attribute. The class attribute can be used throughout the document, unlike the ID attribute which has to be unique. The class attribute can be used throughout your document. And the class attribute uses the period character, the dot character. So let's go ahead and apply a span element to our document. So as I said, you can use the class attribute multiple times. So here I've used twice to apply CSS rule. Okay, so I just delete this because that is for the ID attribute, and to apply the class attribute, you have to use the dot period character followed by the name. Okay, HTCSS, and I'll also change the color of the text, make it green, and see also what happens. Voila, there you can see I just changed the color of two words, HTML and CSS, in one sentence. So this is very useful if you want to just change one particular word or the color or the font of particular word in a sentence. So changing the entire sentence, the color of the entire sentence or the font, you can use the span element to change a particular word. Okay, so done with div and span. Let's go ahead and move on to iframes. Okay, so an iframe is used to display a web page within a web page. So it uses the iframe tag, and it uses the source, height and width, the attributes, and the attributes values are specified in pixels by default, and they can also be in percentage. So a lot of times, if you have seen websites, they have a website within a website. Say you might have a website that that is explaining how YouTube works. So you'll have YouTube, the entire say YouTube web page, the home page of all the videos and trending and the search bar on your website, on a website, and explaining how YouTube works. So let's go ahead and create our web page within a web page. So you have to always specify the source. Okay, so this is the source, the name of the document that you want to embed, the website that you want to put inside your website. Also, you can define the height and width. So now I've created a web page, hopefully inside a web page, hopefully it'll work. Let's go ahead and save, and voila, there a website has a message for you guys saying welcome to WEBoLOGY, learn for good, with a logo. And also I can change the height and width, modify it just to enlarge it a bit. So this is how you can create a web page or website within a website. Okay, so having seen how to make a website within a website, let's go ahead and create tables. So in HTML you can arrange data in rows and columns and the data can be text or images, and we can use them to display data in a tabular format. And so to create a table, we have to use the table element, and inside the table element comes other elements like tr, td and th. Okay, so a table row is defined by the tr tag, and then also you can define table headers, which is defined by the th tag. And to create cells and data sets, we have to use the td tag. Okay, table data. So let's go ahead and make our very first table. And make sure that you always indent all your TRs and TDs and TH, okay, after the table element. Now I'll go ahead and add data. Now close the table element. Okay, and let's see what happens. So there I've created two headers, web designing and web development, and under that I've created two rows, HTML, CSS, and PHP and MySQL. Okay. And next thing that is very important in while working with tables is a row span. So at times you require to combine one or more adjacent cells together, and this is known as spanning. And you can span horizontally or vertically. So to span vertically is known as row span, and you have to use a row span attribute, and it requires a number as a value that you want to combine. So let's go ahead and create a row span element. Okay, so row span, this is the attribute, and then you have to give the number of cells you want to span. Okay, so I'm just giving some random data. So there you see I've spanned the first two rows, okay, vertically. Now if I add a border, it will be much more clearer. Okay, so as you can see I've spanned these two cells together horizontally, vertically. Now I can also span them horizontally using call span. So there I've spanned them horizontally. So that's it for this video tutorial. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video and learned what are div and span, how to create a website within a website using the iframe element, and also how to make a table. And as usual, do like, comment, share and subscribe, and keep watching WEBoLOGY Learn for Good, and thank you.